Welcome, Boss Queens and Boss Kings, officially to the NBR Show. Yes, yes, NBR is in the building. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you all here today. I honestly can't believe that 2020 is literally almost over in a few days. Who else feels like that? Who is really excited that the year is over? And who is just grateful to have made it thus far? You know what I mean? I was talking with my shuttle driver today, and he was saying on the top 10 of, killers in the world, I don't want to start my party with anything negative, but, suicide was number 8, right? So there's people around the world who are unfortunately taking their lives because they feel that there's no hope. Well, I hope that this show brings you hope. I hope you know that the fact that you are here today, the fact that you woke up, the fact that you're alive, that you're healthy, that you ate something today, that you have somewhere to sleep, that you have the ability to drink clean water, is so much to be grateful for, and I think at times we take that lightly because we expect it. But there are people around the world who don't have that, who don't have clean water, who don't have food. Like, I remember when I first started out, I went back to school as a mature student, university, and I remember I wasn't always a good speaker. No, people. I was a horrible public speaker in the beginning. But I remember my professor saying to me that we had the ability to choose a topic that we want to talk about. We had anything, we could choose anything, and I chose child poverty. And I mean, before then, all the presentations I had done beforehand were crap, to be honest. Like, I shouldn't say crap, but forgive me if that's it was literally get my cue cards, read quickly, I'm just reading verbatim, and I'm off the stage. That's how I used to do my presentations back in school, because I was super shy, believe it or not. I didn't like all eyes on me. I didn't like to speak publicly. But when he gave me that opportunity to speak on a topic that was of great interest to me, welcome, Boss Queens, Boss Kings, welcome. When he gave me that opportunity to choose a topic that I was passionate about, I chose child poverty. And I remember then I went back to school as a mature student in 2018. I graduated in 2012. That the stat then was every 30 seconds a child dies from extreme poverty. Every 30 seconds a child dies from extreme poverty. And I couldn't understand why, in a world of so much abundance, would we have kids dying out of lack of food, lack of water. And that was the first presentation, you guys, that I did that. Nailed it. Like, didn't have my cue cards. I was just on. And you know why? Because I was speaking about something I was passionate about. So there's a tip for you all who you were thinking about, you want to get into public speaking, you want to be a better speaker. I love you too. You're saying you want to be a better speaker. Start speaking about things that you're passionate about. It makes a difference. All right? And we all have something, I'm assuming, that we're passionate about. Could be music, could be childcare, could be child welfare, could be mental health, could be preparing people for the future, or, whatever. Artists, we all have a purpose. We all serve a purpose. And like I say this, we're all born on purpose with a purpose, right? So just know that you have one. Wherever you may be, you have one, okay? So welcome, Boss Queens, Boss Kings. This is my official last episode. I should have like balloons or something. I don't know. But I'm here and I want to share with you. So one, what do we have on the agenda today? Over the next hour, I'm going to give you a chance to win a strategy session, a business strategy session with me. It's valued at $500. We're going to work on your strategic plan for 2021. What do you want to see in your business? Maybe you're just starting your business. So before I start, let me actually open up officially how I always do. You know how I do it. So welcome, Boss Queens and Boss Kings, to the NBR Show. I'm your host, Natasha B. Russell, aka NBR, and I'm the founder and CEO of NBR Strategic Solutions. So what do? We offer coaching, speaking, and consulting services to help you achieve your business goals and dreams. Yes, dreams too. So in everything I do, in everything we do, it's all about strategy. Strategy. What is strategy? It's a plan. We know this. If we want great things in our life, in our business, we need to plan to succeed. Are you planning? So for those of you who are out there, you're starting a business or you have a business and you want to just grow your business, do you have a plan? Do you have a strategy? Like everything I've achieved in my life thus far, before I even started my own business, was because I had a plan. When I wanted to buy my first property, my second property, when I wanted to start investing, building this business from the ground up, building my brand, it all started with the vision, that big grandiose vision that I talk about, and then the strategy. So that's key. I want you to know, and I say this all the time because I really believe it. If you believe in what you want, you can really have it. If you can see it, you conceptualize the thought, whatever it may be, you have that thought, then that tells me that because you have the thought, you have the vision. If you take the time to paint that vision vividly and create a strategy, that you can move in the direction towards your goals and your dreams. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I help a lot of business owners do, corporations, nonprofits. Strategy is key. So if you want to work with me, how do you do that? The first step is to book at natashabrussell.com. You get a free 30-minute consult with me. I chat with you, learn about your business, things you want to achieve, your goals. And if I believe we're a great fit, which normally 9 out of 10 times you are, and you're committed to seeing successful results, then I work with you. All right. So I offer a variety of coaching programs, consulting packages to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. So that's the step. And so now you know a little bit about me. Tell me where you're from. I see Cali, I see the US, I see Jamaica, I see Canada. Who else do we have in the house? Welcome, people. We've made it. We made it. We made it. And we're doing it because we're here. Okay. So this is how the contest is going to work. We have the lovely Rochelle-Ann Thomas joining me shortly to talk about her business, media, and storytelling. Call to create, right? I believe we're all called to create something great. What were you called to create? You have it. Again, it's your purpose. A lot of times we go through life and we're wondering, what was I born here to do? What was I brought here to do? I want you to know that there's a reason why you were born. You may not know it today. You may not be so super clear about it, because I wasn't. It took me a while. I didn't really find out what my purpose was until my late 20s. And then by my early 30s, I knew this is exactly what I should be doing, to inspire, to motivate, to empower people like you, me, all over the world, to believe in ourselves, believe in our purpose, to take action towards our goals and our dreams, and to make it happen. And that's what I do every day. I'm a full-time business owner. I have a little girl. She's 7. I have a great announcement for January 1st that I'm only going to be announcing on January 1st. So stay tuned for that. It's very exciting. It's something that is super dear to my heart, something I've been wanting to do. But because the plate's so full, I had to park it. But it's in process. So look out for January 1st. I'll be doing some kind of live or something to share that good news with you. Very excited. So today, I feel like I've been all around the place. Forgive me. I don't know. It's the last show. I'm like, yes, till 2021. Okay. So how do you win a chance, or how do you have a chance to win a strategy session with me? All right. I want you to take a minute. I know where you're from. Thank you all for sharing. Tell me what's one goal that you want to achieve in 2021. One goal. What is it? It could be a fitness goal. It could be a business goal. It could be a brand goal. It could be a health goal. It could be a stress management goal. It could be a money goal, a finance goal. Tell me what's one goal that you want to achieve. Welcome, boss queens. Welcome, boss kings. I can't hit the wave so super fast, but welcome. So tell me what's one goal that you want to achieve. You want to enter. So this is the rules. You got to enter by sharing in the comment section. Yes, Facebook too. Sharing the, okay, I see that. More clients. Tell me, what do you do? Ter Sandy. Okay, you're entered. I'm going to just start writing down names. So, what's one goal you want to achieve? Ter Sandy, what's your business? I'm curious. More clients for what? Be a bit more specific. All right. So, what's one goal that you want to achieve in 2021? Put in the comment section. Okay. Or send it to me in the Q&A. So that's going to be the first step. So tell me one goal you want to achieve. I love you too. Okay, home inspections, awesome. And then you got to stay until the end of the show. So the show wraps up at 6:30, 6:25, and then I'll do a draw. So while we're on the show, now's the time. I'm giving you a minute. What's one goal? A lot of times while we don't achieve great things is because Ellis Chronicles, you're entered. Okay, who else? Who else? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else has some goals they want to share with me for a chance to win a strategy session with me? All right, that's what I specialize in, is strategy. Strategy. That roadmap to success. How are you going to get there? So if for all of you are wondering like a little bit more around that, so for example, you've created your business plan. Now what? You need the strategy, right? You need to have the plan of action. That's where I come in, okay? So what other goals do you have? Tell me. I see I want to publish my book. Awesome. I want to get more clients. Yes. What else do you guys want to achieve? Let's share our goals. You know, research proves that you are 51% more likely to achieve a goal just by one, believing in it. Believing. Mindset. A big part of what I do too. Two, sharing it with somebody. Holding accountability, right? Holding accountability. What about that, right? Who's going to hold you accountable? And then lastly, taking action. You're 97% more likely to achieve a desired outcome. I was thinking about that today. I'm like, so where's the other 3%? You know what I mean? Yes, loving more rocks, being more healthy, loving it. Right? So then you're 97% more likely to achieve the goal. Isn't that amazing? That if you, one, believe that you can have it, you're 51% more likely to achieve it. Then if you make the strategy, share it, then you're 97% more likely to achieve that goal, right? Where's the other 3%? I bet you know it's faith. It's faith, it's believing. Some people call it luck, but that's really it. So if you can think about the thought, you can have it if you're willing to work for it. So I got 3 entries so far. Keep them coming in, people. It's a chance to work with me on your strategy for 2021. All right, we're gonna have a good talk about what does that look like and get super clear. All right, so business secrets. I'm about to have my guest on shortly in 2 minutes, Rochelle. I want to share a couple with you. So rule number one in business, you got to be super clear about who you are, who you're serving, and why you're serving. Who you are, how you're serving, and why you're serving. Thank you, hon. I don't accept requests except for my guests, but if you want to be on the show, DM me. Tell me about your business, and I'll chat with you, and we can get you on in the new year. I'm now booking into like April, May, so get it in sooner than later. All right, so super clear. Clarity will save you time, money, and resources. And for those of you who are joining, send me your goals in. You'll have a chance to win coaching session with me, strategy session, valued at $500. Only one of you can win it. All right, so get your goals in. Tell me what you want to achieve in 2021, and I'll enter your name. Super fast, super easy, right? And then you have to stay on to the end to know if you won or not. All right, so clarity is the number one business goal, or the business success secret. Be super clear about what you want, why you want it, who you're serving. All right? What do you think I'm going to say for number 2? Confidence, people. You got to be confident in who you are and what you're selling, what you're putting out to the world. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you can actually have what you want to have, right? If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? If you don't believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you? All right? So that's rule number 2. When I think about success secrets, right? Clarity, confidence. And you know what that brings me to number 3? Again, just thinking about business. There's so many more I could share and will be sharing. It's ask for what you want. Ariel Blake, you've been entered. Awesome. Consistency and networking. Yes, consistency is key to success. Ariel Blake, awesome. Who else do we have entering the draw? I got 4 entries so far, and I see a lot more of you out there, so don't be shy. What's one thing you want to achieve? It doesn't have to be a business goal. It could be a health goal, financial goal, whatever. Put it in the comment section. Okay, so clarity, confidence, and the ability, yes, be consistent in asking for what you want. Asking for what you want. How many times do you have an idea around your life or your business that you want to bring to fruition, but out of fear, you don't move forward? Out of fear of failure, fear of what people may think, fear of failure seems to be number 1 I'm hearing. You don't pursue it. You don't pursue it. I want you today to think about, what do I want? Why do I want it? And what will having that do for me? Yes, Yogesh, financial freedom. You've been entered. I love that. And what will you do with the financial freedom, Yogesh? Right? I think we all want financial freedom, right? We all want financial freedom. And we can have it. It's either you're spending less and saving more, or you're making more money. And what are you doing? And how are you reaching people? And are you being more intentional? I was chatting with this briefly today with my shuttle driver about the integrity around business. It seems like a lot of people, and I want to put everybody in a category, but there are businesses out there who are just looking to capitalize on taking advantage of certain individuals, you know? But why do you go into business? It's not, yes, we want to get paid. You got to get paid, but you have to think about the purpose first. What are you bringing to the table? It should be mutually beneficial. It should not be one way. All right. So there's my top 3 for you guys. I have a lot more I'll be sharing in the new year, but clarity, confidence, and consistency in asking for what you want. All right. Top 3. So let's get our guest on. We have Rochelle-Ann Thomas who will be joining us today. And for those of you who are going to be listening in again for a chance to win a strategy session with me, you do got to stay until the end of the show. We got about 30 minutes or so. I have 5 entries right now, and then I'll do a draw at the end, and you'll literally see me do it. So there's no hanky-panky there, okay? So welcoming Rochelle-Ann Thomas. I'm going to give her a chance to talk about herself to me. Yes, the 3 C's. I actually have 6 C's. And share about her business, you know. I know I haven't met her in person, actually, but I've heard about her and I've seen her. She's came to one of my seminars and just a lovely lady, and she does a lot of media, creating stories. How many of you know in business it's so important to share those stories, right? Because that's important. People need to know what your business offers, and so she's key in doing that. So I'm excited to have her on the show. She is the co-founder and one of the directors of CSD Media. And I'm going to allow her to give me the rundown. All right. So officially welcome. I'm so excited to have you on the NBR Show. This is the final episode of the year, and you are here patiently waiting. So thank you so much. Why don't you tell the audience, for those who are, see? Andrew says you're looking good.
Listen, I am so excited. This is like the best way to end the year, because I started out this year. One of my main goals was to put myself out there, and imagine this is how I'm ending the year. So thank you, Natasha, for having me.
It's happening, right? You said you wanted it, you asked for it, you put it out there, and look, it's happening. So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? Tell them a little bit about who you are. I wanted to say that for you instead of reading your long bio, which is lovely. But who is Rochelle-Ann Thomas?
Hi, I'm Rochelle Thomas. I am the S in CSD Media. I go by Shelly to some people. So I enjoy storytelling. I'm always writing a script. I'm always trying to find new ways of putting stories on paper. So I've always done that, and this year we decided that this is a perfect way to incorporate it into our media, because we've always taken pictures, we've always done videos, but when we incorporate the two, it's beautiful. It's telling people's story. Like, no matter what industry, there you have a story to tell. You know what I mean? And even yourself, you have a story to tell outside of just being gorgeous and strategist.
Oh, me?
You know, you have a story to tell.
Absolutely.
Deeper than just what we see, right?
Yes.
So that is what we do, and I enjoy that. And I have 2 kids and a husband.
Lovely.
But I live in Calgary, Alberta. But that's just a part of the whole person. That's Rochelle.
Rochelle, thank you so much for joining me. And I did see you and your kitties and your hubby and your nice PJs at the Christmas tree. I love the photo. The family photo, right? Lovely, right?
You have to have a jammy picture. You have to have a Christmas jammy picture. I've always wanted one.
Right? No, I loved it. It was great. And the fact that you talked about storytelling. Yes, they do amazing pictures and videos. And the story, we all have a story. So people that are even out there, I want you to think in business, what is your business story? And a lot of times it's really why you started the business, right? Like there's a reason that a problem you want to solve, a pain point, something you want to offer, but where did that idea come from? And that is usually where the idea generation is around your storytelling, right? Where you were, what you do, why you do what you do. And we need that power of storytelling. So if anybody is in do you only work in Calgary? I keep adjusting my camera because I have a different setup today. Like can't capture everything. But yeah, do you work only in Calgary or in Alberta? Or do you serve clients outside of Alberta?
We've done events in Toronto.
Okay.
So, we'll go wherever the stories needs to be told. So we'll go wherever. I'm not sure about international yet, if the price is right.
Well, speak it out there. If you want it, it can happen. Look, they'll pay for your flight and everything, right? And your expenses. We know this. This is indeed all possible if you want it. So I know about your business. You have a beautiful family. What do you do when you're not working, Rochelle? Like, what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? So I have some people who I call girlfriends.
Yes.
So I have people who we go, we have dinner. I love church.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a lot of the inspiration comes from, the storytelling. So it's all a part of who I am. And I love old shows.
Old, like
Netflix, how Netflix is bringing back all those old series?
Yes, like Girlfriends is on there. And Moesha. I was like, hey.
Netflix is now good again. I was beginning to say Netflix not that fun anymore, but yeah, you know what I mean. So I love to sneak in some of those if I have time. Kids do keep you busy, so it's trying to find time to watch bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Andrea, another passion of mine is sign language.
Sign language, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I teach sign language.
Okay, that's good to know. Very good to know. I'll send you a note on that. Another tip on off the show, but good to know you do sign language. And I also hear you're a singer as well.
No, signer.
Oh, signer. Signer. Oh, got it. There we go. It looks like singer from here. All right, so good to know. So Rochelle, now we're talking about business. So your business has been now running for how long?
We've been doing this for over 10 years.
Wow. Okay. That's a decade. Good for you.
But we went through different periods, up and down. And we started in Jamaica. And then when we moved to Canada, it's like a whole different thing here. In Jamaica with business, you have an idea, you do what you got to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You get clients.
Yes.
Here, it's a whole thing. It's a lot of red tape.
It's probably a different, right? Just based on culture and how you got, like my family's from Jamaica. Jamaica's like my second home. I was born here, but so I'm used to the culture and the norms, but definitely a transition, right? From just how they do business in the sense to what you'd be experiencing here in Canada. So let's talk about some of those challenges. What would you say would be your number one challenge in running your business here?
Figuring out how to reach, well, first of all, the whole, the legal issues.
Okay.
Right? In Jamaica, we didn't have to, how do I put it? Here, you have the whole CRA to deal with. You have the GST structure. You have to get licensed for all your businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have everything, like all that. You don't just do what you want to do.
No. It's like what I'm hearing is, yes, there's legal processes that you have to follow here in doing business, which, protects you and protects your clients, right? Right? So
right.
think about it. A lot of times people go into business and they have an idea, but they don't take the time to set it up properly. And there's a tip there, people, too. When you're thinking about that idea, no matter where you are, the US, Canada, I see Jamaica out there as well, that you think about the structure and how you're going to run that business. And if you want to really expand the business too, it should be set up in a way that you can expand it properly, you know? So I hear you on that. Yeah. And I always say this, Rochelle, every challenge that you're going to go through and that we will go through, people, provides an opportunity for growth, right? Lessons learned. How we used to do things, you know, especially with now COVID has changed the way people do business. Everything is now online. Everything is going to be essentially online. So now is the time to think about what is the business idea you have, or how are you running your business, and how do this word, you know, for 2020, I heard a lot is pivot, right? How do you pivot, right? That's the 2020 business word of the year is this pivot. How do you pivot your business to now align with where we're going and how things are changing, how people want to, you know, be engaged with and connect. And for me, I found like that was a challenge because I like to be in person. You know, I'm the speaker, I'm the strategist. I want to see face to face. And now it's all online essentially. And you have to still create that experience online. It's just not the same as connecting with people in person. You know what I mean? So you're not alone in the challenges that you are facing. They may be different, but we all have different challenges in business. So on the flip side, what would you say are some of the successes, the rewards of having your own company?
Well, before we had kids, we, you know, were like, oh, we didn't really want to keep it going. So we're like, okay, this was something we did in Jamaica. Now Canada is different. It's too much. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
But the possibility of building a legacy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For kids to grow up seeing that I can actually dream beyond just, oh, the regular jobs. You know what I mean? Because for years I knew this was something that could be a job per se, but it just did not make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just be able to write stories and it could be something you do for a living. It just doesn't make sense. But to have that legacy where your kids can just grow up and be a part of that, you know, that's the possibilities, like a huge blessing.
I love that you just said that. I really do. You know what? I wish they would teach entrepreneurship classes even in junior high, high school. Like we have those, you know, kind of core courses. But school doesn't actually set you up to be your own boss or be an entrepreneur. School sets you up to work for other people. And that's okay for those of you who work for other, we need that. There has to be a balance. But there's no structure in the sense, hey, it's like, okay, what do you want to be when you grow up? Who do you want to go work for or work with? But that idea of, hey, you could be the CEO of your own company is not taught in schools. And I want to see that change. And for our kids to know that they too can have that dream and build it and see it come to fruition. So when you talk about legacy, that's dear to my heart because, you know, I have a little 7-year-old girl and she's a kidpreneur. Yeah. Like she's starting to bake. She sells to clients, but only in the family. She makes her cookies and her cakes. And as a parent, I want to foster that creativity for her to let her know that she can create and that we can put it out there. And as parents, we need to do that with our kids. And if we don't have kids, even with our grandkids or our nieces, nephews, that we give them that ability to dream, right? Yes, Yogesh, they should teach entrepreneurship because we're taught to basically go work for somebody else. And not everybody's built that way, right? And nothing wrong with those who have to do that. I did that for like 15 years before starting my own company. But I would have wanted to know what it was like to be an entrepreneur, to be taught those classes and not to be seeking it out, right? And that there are those options.
I don't get it because I did the degree in business. My first degree is in business, and like all of this stuff, like, you know, you were not taught. You did the basic, you know, in accounting, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Like even stock market, I did a little bit of that in school, but now I'm like, how come I didn't learn this stuff?
Right? How come you didn't learn that? It's exact great question. You have to then go seek it out or find specific courses just on entrepreneurship. So hopefully that'll change, because one thing I do know, given everything that's happened this year, a lot of businesses have been born, and a lot of businesses will be born even in 2020 and beyond, right? Because unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their jobs and are going to continue to lose their jobs. I know
Right.
I'm not trying to be a bearer of bad news, but it is the truth, especially when you think about certain industries like customer service. You call your phone company, you're on hold for literally an hour, and they're literally redirecting you to the robot on the phone who wants to help you, so you don't have to talk to a real person. So we have to start thinking ahead, people. What are we doing? How are we doing it? How can we be more creative in providing our services, our products, so that we can still do what we love and not be limited by how we do it, right? So I love that you noted that. So let's talk a little bit about successes, in the sense of, what do you love most about, I said, legacy, but to be your own boss, like, what does that actually look like or mean to you, in the sense of what you do day in, day out, telling stories and all that? But what would you say is the number one reason beyond your kids that you do what you do?
It's you wrote something about this recently, about living your purpose.
Yes.
Like, it's hard to explain, but I've done a lot of jobs and I love interacting with people. So I've always done well in customer service based jobs. But there's a different feeling when you're doing exactly what you know you were meant to do.
Isn't it? Like, isn't it
Yes,
fulfilling?
and it has nothing to do with money, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a really good feeling.
It's an amazing feeling. And I love that you said that, because a lot of times, and I know people go into, and I've had people come at me, hey, I want to work with you just so you can help me make a lot of money. I'm like, okay, and then what? Because money doesn't give you happiness and fulfillment. Yes, money gives you convenience. But I know a lot of people that are super wealthy and are so miserable, so unhappy. And we know this. We've seen people who have committed suicide who are very wealthy, and you wonder why. So I always say, chase your purpose, people, fulfill your purpose, and know the money will come as a result. Like, when I'm done a strategy session with a client or done a coaching with a client, I feel like I'm so fulfilled. And yes, the money is nice. I need that, of course, people. It's two-way, mutually beneficial. But just the ability to do that and know that I am walking in my purpose and I love it gives me joy, and gives me the reason why I wake up every morning saying, hey, who do I get to serve today? And that's how it should be, people, in business. You should be loving what you're doing. It shouldn't just be a means to the end. Like, I'm just trying to make $1 today, $1,000 today, whatever. You should actually be loving what you do. Purpose creates more opportunities than you'll ever imagine, but you need to know what that is. So I'm glad you said that. So who inspires you, Rochelle? Who or what inspires you?
Well, one of my favorite story writers out there is Devon Franklin. But yeah, just he talks about creating from a Christian perspective, because a lot of times we feel like as a Christian you may not belong in certain worlds. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? But everyone has a story to tell. And if you are created to tell that story, then you're living your purpose. And I'm also inspired when I see the words that I've written on screen.
Lovely.
You know what I mean?
Seeing that work come to fruition, like visually, it's actually there, right?
Yeah.
Living somewhere,
Yeah.
being witnessed by someone, right? So for those of you who are out there, again, I want to give you an opportunity to enter the draw today for a strategy session with me. Tell me one of your goals. I want to hear one of your goals out there. And Rochelle, I know this is not on the questions, but what is one of your 2021 goals? I'm just curious. What is one thing that you want to achieve? It could be business related or life related, that you feel comfortable sharing with the audience and for those who will watch.
Well, one that I have is get my emotions in check.
Get your emotions. Okay. Do you say emotions?
Emotions.
Yes.
Yes.
What's happening?
Yes. I've been reading. I've been reading this book, emotional intelligence.
Yes, emotional intelligence is key, right? The ability to
Yes.
understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Continue,
And it
continue.
affects every single thing that we do. And I realized recently, I I had a to-do list. Every night I put my to-do list for the next day.
Mhm.
And during the day I was like, I ticked off everything, but then I was like, this to-do list is so weak.
Mhm.
And I was beating up on myself because your to-do list is supposed to tie in with your goals, right? Everything is supposed to connect. And I felt like it was too weak. And just by beating up on myself, it led down a series of events that caused me get into a little car accident that evening because I was
No
distracted.
way.
Yes. And it really changed me that evening. It was something simple, but you realize how not keeping track of your emotions can lead to certain events that can cause you to making some really bad decisions. And you know what I mean? So I was like, if I had narrowed in my emotions immediately when I saw that when I was beating up on myself about my to-do list, then I would have been good to go and just, you know what I mean? It would not have gotten to that point where everything was brought down. So that's my word for 2021, emotions.
I love it. And Vosking just said up there, Yokesh, I heard that, how he got goosebumps just hearing you sharing that, because that's one of the things that he needs to keep in check as well. And it is so
Mm-hmm.
true, right? Like, I always want to say this to everyone who's out there, and that's one thing I've learned too, is not to make this emotional decisions, right? Like, you have to make logical decisions, right? And so I learned the art of now, because you get excited sometimes and you want to just jump on something, to take a
Yes.
minute and process it, sit back, however you process things. For me, it's prayer and meditation and like just sitting with it overnight before making those big decisions. Because a lot of times we make emotional decisions that, if only we had taken a minute to just
Yes.
reevaluate it, we wouldn't have put ourselves in certain positions. And sometimes, like, even for me, I've been learning a lot more to say no. Like, if it drains my
Mm,
energy, let it go. Like, I don't have to always say yes. A lot of people want help, yes, but I'm only one person essentially. So I'm aligning myself now and into 2020 and beyond, 2021 and beyond, with things that really match up with my purpose and what I enjoy. And if it doesn't, and even if it does sometimes, but I know I'm only, like I said, one person, it's okay to say no. I feel like sometimes in business we spread ourselves sometimes too thin because we want to do everything. We want to be a part of everything, but we got to be super
yeah.
intentional, right? And like you just talked about that distraction, like if you were just super focused, you would have not, God forbid, you would have had that accident. But even in that
Yeah.
distraction, you
Yeah.
said it was like life changing for you. So sometimes I always say,
Mm,
you say, God, why me? I say, why not me? Right? There's always something to learn. There's something always we can take and adapt to, or put in our life or a business that's going to help make us better human beings, make us better business owners, better parents, better people in general. So I love that you just shared that, Rochelle. Awesome. Emotional intelligence. And a lot of us need to really be in tune with that and what that looks like for ourselves. So um,
mhm.
going back to quotes, because I love quotes. People, as are wrapping up here. My God, where does the time go? um, what is one of your favorite quotes? And I want people out there, if you have questions around business strategy, while we're here, it's the last episode of the year, feel free to put them in the Q&A section. But more importantly, feel free to drop your 2021 goal for a chance to win a strategy session, which I'll be announcing at 6:30. Okay, so do you have a favorite quote, Rochelle? Or a favorite scripture? I don't know. Like, what's your motivational, like, I love quotes. I remember I used to work in corporate. You come to my desk
Mhm.
and I'd have quotes all over, like all over my whiteboard, everything. I was like the quote girl, the inspiration. Like that was me, because I feel and know for sure what we focus on, what we're thinking about, it plays a huge impact in how we lead our lives, our businesses, how we feel. Because again, back to that emotion thing, when you start to feel certain things, you respond a certain way, right? If you're feeling
Right,
good,
right,
if
right.
you're feeling not so good, you respond a certain way. So
mindset is critical. And I love quotes to keep that mind right. Obviously, do you have a quote that you love, or that maybe a scripture that you read out every day, or anything along the
Well,
lines?
honest, it changes. It changes with time. Like, if it depends on what I'm going through, or it depends on just different stages. These days, it's I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ. I can do all things. Yes, it may be something else next year,
Mm-hmm.
but that is what's getting me through the few days of 2021. 2020.
I know, right? We're already at end of 2021, 2020, right? I honestly can't believe how fast this year flew by. Like, I know a lot of people talked about they've been slowing down and how 2020 has slowed them down. I wouldn't say it's slowed me down. It's actually, I've probably been more in overdrive, I feel like, just in the sense of like thought generation and putting it into action, and more aware of like what's super important, like, which is my health, my daughter, like family. Like, nothing else matters to me in that regard. You know, of course, serving my clients and doing all that, but my mental tenacity, like you talk about, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? That mental strength, right? And we need that. We need that in life. We need that in business. We need that in the midst of this pandemic. There's a lot of people who feel hopeless. You know, business have been affected. Like, this has been one of those times where I actually never thought would have happened, but it's happening. And so if we can keep our thoughts positive, people, I'm telling you, we can really change the trajectory of our lives just by our thoughts alone. Okay. So one last
And a lot
question
of
before
good
I let
things
you
have
go.
happened.
Go ahead.
No, I said a lot of good things have happened out of this year.
Yeah.
It's just focusing on those good things, you know what I mean?
I feel like for me, like and I always try to be conscious too, right? Of like what I'm sharing, stuff like that. But 2020, like despite everything, was still a good year. I'm so grateful. Was still a great year.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on how you look at it, perspective, right? And
Mm-hmm.
what you value. And so I've seen more of that in this year, and I'm so grateful. Like every day when I wake up, I'm like, thank you, God, for waking me up in my right sound mind. That's how I start every day. And I believe just by doing that and speaking great things and believing for great things, they're coming. And again, back to that thing I talked about in the beginning, being super clear about what you actually want, why you want it, what is having that going to do for you, and then being confident in yourself, in your business, and then super consistent,
Right.
right? Asking for what you want, believing you can have it will make a world of difference. And that has for me too. So as we wrap up with you, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. But did you want to share a success tip around maybe what you're doing in your business around media and storytelling, or just in business itself, that you want to share with the audience?
One big thing for me, as I said before, this year is learning to just put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Your people are out there waiting for you.
Yes. I love that you said
Because
that. It's true.
cause that was like my thing. Like, what if persons will say, but it's okay because your people are waiting for you. It's okay. Yeah.
I just want to touch on this too, because we talk about competition. I noted that Boss Queen, I think Andrew said something about competition. There's so much competition, right? And I get this asked of me a lot. Why, Natasha, would you do even shows with other people that are coaches or other, PR strategy, whatever, that people are in the same field of what you do? And the thing is, I don't believe in competition in the sense of I'm competing with anybody else. I'm only competing with myself. Every morning I'm looking in the mirror, I'm saying, how can I be better? How can I be my best self? I don't have the time or the energy to look at what everybody else is doing and how do I outdo my competitor. And I know in business we all do the SWOT analysis, and a part of that is looking at, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. The competition will
Right.
always fall in that threat category, right? I do mine a very different way. I use a goals grid strategy. I'm super focused on the goals, right? And then how do we achieve it? And USP, of course, your unique selling proposition. What makes you stand out from the
Mm-hmm.
crowd? But I always believe that there's more than enough clients in the world for everyone, depending on what you do. You're never going to lack for anything. Where you're going to lack is in your mindset. Do you have that abundance mindset that no, the world needs what I have to offer and that I'm going to attract the right clients? Because not everybody's the right client for me, just as the same as not everybody might be the same or the right client for you. So it's that thought around like, there's so many people, like there's so many people in the world. Let's work on supporting each other, building collaboration, which is a key part of what I value. Let's bring each other up. Let's say, I always see this quote, in a world of, what do they say? In a room full of opportunities, be with people that would actually mention your name. How many people do we have in our circles? I know I have a friend, Dr. Yanadi, talks about the 5 friends, you know, like your super 5 core circle of friends who would say your name in a group of, you know, people who could use your services. I wish we all had that mindset, right? I wish we all had that mindset where, I don't know, your thing is getting blurry. That mindset where we all want everybody to win, hey? And I'm realizing this is a mindset thing. Like, if your mind is programmed that way and you're just negative, you're just negative. And you can change it though, but it takes like 90 days at least, 30 days minimum to change that reprogramming the brain. But some people are just set to be negative, set to be that way. So I've learned to just, let it go, let it go. But for those people who have that mindset, like, yes, I want to build, I want to grow, I want to support each other. Like, I have that winning mentality, that abundance mindset. I love being around people like that because that's in alignment with who I am. And I honestly believe, Rochelle, if every one of us had that mindset, OMG, this world would be a better place. That's a big part of, you know, why I do what I do. If we're all walking in our purpose, we're all successful, loving what we do, we don't have time to hate on anybody. We don't have time to bully anybody. We don't have time, murders, killings, all these horrible things that are happening around the world wouldn't be happening essentially if we all were loving who we were and celebrating others. Right. And for my little girl, I'm like, that's what gives me hope. I'm like, I got to do my part to leave the legacy that you mentioned for her growing up so that we're all thinking that way. So people out there, there's more than enough clients for you. No matter what business you're in, more than enough clients, okay? But focus on what you do uniquely. What do you do well? Don't try to be the jack of all trades, and do it. And do it with purpose, do it with confidence, and do it with integrity. Yes, integrity and clarity. Yes, we don't have time for foolishness over here. Okay. Well, Rochelle, it was so nice having you. How do people reach out to you if they want to get their story told, shared? Like, what's the best way to connect with you?
info@csd.media.
All right. Do you hear that, people? Info@CSD Media. If you want to get your story, she does filming, photos as well. We all need that in business. And she's in Canada, so she's in Calgary, Alberta. But depending on where you are, if you want to fly her out, she'll come out internationally. That's what she just said today, right?
You know it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on my show and wrapping up the year with me. I'm about to do my draw, but I want to continue to wish you blessings and abundance in what you do. It's needed.
Thank you.
It is needed, right? Right.
Comes.
Pardon?
Happy New Year when it comes.
Yes, happy 2021 to you. And I'm trusting for great things for you. So just keep doing what you're doing. All right. And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.